What's up? So, I got this download about sisterhood, and it doesn't mean two sisters, but two people, a man and a woman, who had a sisterhood. That's the nature, the dynamic of their friendship. Two hearts, one soul. Genuinely, this is some sort of a twin flame connection. But these two sisters started off with the same heart, two hearts. They beat for each other. One turned left and one turned right, or one remained straight and one turned crooked through a trial they both was afflicted with. Remind you, they both started out exactly the same. Whether it's past life, childhood upbringings, leading fast forward up to now, leading up to now. Okay, so the cards I pulled from I got my Priestess of Light Oracle deck, my Spirit Junkie deck, my Love Your Inner Goddess Oracle deck, my Starseed deck, and my what's this one called? I have an astrology deck and my Work Your Inner Light. That's what it's called. I don't have the boxes in front of me, but there's 6 decks altogether, and they all oracle decks. So one of them is an astrology deck. But I pulled from my astrology deck to start the reading off, and it started with I pulled 4 cards. This is a specific reading for myself about my third eye, and the question was the type of reading it is. It pulls the questions about what is my subconscious? What does my subconscious want me to explore in the light of day? So I pulled 4 cards. I didn't look at them. I turned them over, and they're all water cards. You know what I'm saying? You put house 4, that's Cancer, Pisces, Cancer, house 8. Okay, so 2 of the cards is one is house 4, one is house 8, one is Pisces. There's 2 Cancer cards here. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Okay, and the message I got from that, to clarify, from my Priestess of Light deck, I got my Twin Flames card, Soul Partner, Eternal Connection, and my Spirit Junkie deck. And I told you I don't read these in reversal, but this came out upside down again. Owning my power inspires others to do the same. I'm not afraid to shine. That was in reverse. And then my Love Your Inner Goddess deck was my Soul Sisters card. Now let me go back to my Priestess of Light deck. The Twin Flames card is number 16. That breaks down to a 7. And my Love Your Inner Goddess deck, Soul Sisters card, is number 38. That breaks down to 11. So that could be significant. Somebody's life path number is a 7, and the other one is an 11. Now, the song I channeled was Jay-Z, Bitches and Sisters, from a previous album. So let's get started. In the School of Spirituality, like I said, the question was, what does my subconscious want me to explore? Basically, the energy is sextile. And I think I'm going to name it that reading. That's about potential. So it's a missed opportunity. So in this case, it's a bit of a missed opportunity for these 2 souls, these soul sisters, due to neglect in the present, nurturing emotional trauma. So one sister, once, assuming, let's fast forward, one now at this point, one went to the left, one went to the right. How did the one go to the left? Well, you have a karmic as a third party, which can be a person, place, or thing that persuaded this person, that pulled on this person's weaknesses and manipulated their emotional trauma. That's how they were emotionally manipulating this person end up brainwashing this person. Now this person is in a place of darkness, while the other sister is enjoying her freedom. They're mirroring each other though. They're in danger, due to insecurity. Now, the karmic, speaks of legacies and inheritance. They work. Hold on, y'all. This is how it's explained. All that the one worked for, the other one felt entitled to it. They became real jealous, real envious, right? And it's inspired the one sister to be under a delusion, that they really, it gives them the impression, it's like, I don't know what psychologically happened, and I think it got a lot to do with like dark entity manipulation, where they're under the illusion that they're just like the other sister, but in real life they couldn't be more opposite. One is super dark, but you can't convince that person that they don't have the same psychic connections, that they don't serve things, greater. They don't serve things greater than themselves. Like the darker one is thinking, they're protected. They're really not protected. The way they show up is like, I come in peace, I nurture myself and others, we're a family. They think that their characteristic traits embodies like protection, comfort, emotion, nostalgia, tribe, sensitivity, and in actuality, they're very much a distorted feminine, and they lack forgiveness. They lack boundaries, martyrdom. They practice a lot of addictions and escapism when called out. They have no concept of their left from their right. What that means is their physical reality, and their spiritual reality. They're very much blurred lines. Meanwhile, you got the other sister. She's like the courageous peony. She's real multifaceted. She's unique in nature. She lets herself shine, and she has responded to this spiritual awakening, this trial that they were initially going through. She received a lot of downloads and energetic upgrades. She's a whole different breed now. They're both a whole different breed, but the dark one is a negative breed. What is this thing? Twin Flames talks about the radiant connection shown as a potentially life-changing message. Many people consider twin flames to be romantic, and I feel like that's what the darker one tried to misuse. What they both knew this was. The darker one tried to abuse it and overly romanticize it. But they're soulmates. They're called back together from previous lives, and this could, indeed, is the case for these two people. And there are different types of soul partners. They can take the form of parents to a child, business partners, sisters, people working together, doing business. But in actuality, it represents the spiritual journey, the light within you. And this was supposed to be like a profound relationship for each other, but it didn't quite play out like that, is what I'm getting. So, for this reading, to talk about this connection further, it's like you're being emotionally and psychologically influenced by people around you more than you may realize. And I think that speaks to the darker one. And sometimes it's good, they uplift and inspire you and help you feel loved and are loving, but sometimes you can sense that being truly yourself in a situation that can result in unwanted conflict, and you undermine yourself to keep the peace. That would be the sister that lacks boundaries, the darker one. You'll find that the moment you stop doing this, the difficulties you face in life, they'll fall away. It's almost as if it's like it magically disappeared. But magic being a key word that is being practiced by at least one of them. In a relationship worth holding on to, it can handle a little more truth, even if feathers get ruffled before being soothed over with love. So that's the missing element, is love. They're blocked, meaning the overall energy was sextile. That's a combination of tension and flow, potential and a rewarding situation. So that could be a missed opportunity if not treated, if not nurtured properly. But since it was nurtured by way of emotional trauma, it's now a blockage between these two. One is blocked off from the other one. Well, they're both blocked off from each other. So, spiritually speaking, some relationships, they nourish the soul while others damage it. And a nourishing relationship has an effect on your soul, just like nourishing food does to your body. It makes you feel good. So it increases your energy, to live your life and enhance your overall well-being. I see holistics when I hear that. Like, healthy relationships for your soul are the ones that uplift, inspire, and help you become more of yourself with fearlessness. And fearlessness being the human embodiment of the one that's light, that's of the light, and the other one is of the dark. They don't drag your spirit down into anxiety and confusion. People will learn to love you for that, but it's not just about knowing how to be in a relationship that's healthy for your soul. It's about, you have to show them how to be in your life, and show people how to be in your life in a soul loving way, or by taking extra care of yourself. And sometimes it won't be enough to protect you from the negative influences of the relationship. And at that pivotal point is where you should walk away. And that could be sad. It creates a space for, it creates a space, or it feels, the space that's created with being like that, with the negative influences, that's where the entities come in at, and they block you, from your higher calling or the people that serves you better. So you're not able to share a deep and real connection. And you're not able to love each other in a way that frees you to be yourself. Because two people are being defensive and they guard it from each other. It's like they become open enemies. So now you got to start to attract new soulmates based off of your energetic levels. But it also teaches you how to be your own best friend first. You got to have your own lifestyle going for yourself, because it requires respect at the end of the day. And once you have that self-respect established, it makes it easier to recognize the people who really care about you, and you don't have to fall for anything. Now, as far as the positive one, the one that's awakened, that took to the awakening, it's about transition. That person is devout to themselves and being a service to others. And they this particular one has ideas spilling out her ears, out her eyes, out her pores. That's how creative this person is now. And this person is they got ants in their pants about all these different ideas, that at the same time likewise causes some sense of anxiety, because they don't feel like, what am I supposed to do with all this creative ideas? You can make books, create a channel. You could do a lot with it. There's so many things you want to do. It's like, well, where do I start? You got to write it down. It starts with a thought, and then to write it down, to bring it into fruition. And say when you write stuff down, it guarantees to come into fruition at some point. So as far as the childhood upbringings, hidden, one of them hidden fear. They wasn't willing to change or break the generational curse. So their legacy remains broke, spiritually blocked, very codependent, mentally brainwashed. They, like I said, they assume that they're a nurturing resource for themselves and others, but they're truly toxic. And there's really no two ways about it. And I'm about to use tarot at this point. Now that I tried to explain that the best way I knew how. But remember that song, Jay-Z, Bitches and Sisters. And it plays well with the card. One of the cards I pulled about two hearts, one soul, soul sisters. How they became total contrast. One of them is like a sex slave. And the other one is like all about the people. And the other one is all about what they could do to destroy people. Because they subconsciously they feel destroyed. Interesting. And there's one more thing I wanted to add about the one that's courageous, multifaceted. In life we're taught, to keep your light hidden and your voice small. To hide behind the bushes instead of growing real tall. And this experience reminded this one, that it's safe to be who you are. If you're going to get ridiculed anyway, you might as well be yourself. It's safe to share your voice. Let yourself be seen. This person is determined to let herself be seen. It feels awkward, uncomfortable at first, and you might even start to feel like, you don't want to be. You might even be afraid of what others might think. But the more you do it, the easier it becomes. I feel like this person started public speaking or maybe started a platform, and it probably was awkward for this person at first, but she kept at it, and it's starting to get easier. Now she cannot wait to express her creativity little by little every day. And she gets to cover these experiences and get to be a teacher for it, for what it means. How do you handle these intense connections that we have with people? I'm about to shuffle my cards before I show you everything. I feel like the darker one was nurturing this connection with childhood traumas. They were attempting to take this person back to their childhood home. It housed a lot of verbal, emotional trauma. But they don't realize they're doing that. That's what's sad about it. Out of fear. They're very clingy. They tend to be indirect, inconsistent. But they think all of that in their mind, in their spirit, or lack of thereof, they think they're being protective. And that's what's sad. The lines are blurred. They hear not, see not. Meanwhile, the other one, ironically, is like, hear no evil, see no evil. This person doesn't want to be called dead with the other one at this point. And that's what I got from my third eye. That's the basis of it. And then the good one, well, I don't want to judge like one is good, one is bad. They just had different points in their journey. There's a desperation. We're trying to get this right. We're trying to perfect it. And try to heal the other one. But you can't heal somebody when they don't want to be. It's codependent. It's those codependencies. It makes that person feel like she was responsible for this other person's well-being. And that's not true. Like, everybody's responsible for their own happiness. We got house 4, cultural, family roots, home, peace, comfort. So this would be like the house from childhood that created those addictions and those codependencies and that escapism and that boredom, the clinginess, and that's all water. It was very interesting. So that's in-depth emotion, all in the subconscious, waiting that that is being brought to the surface. House 8, karma, facing fears. Somebody is afraid to face their fears. They're scared to even look at their subconscious. 7 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, this kind of speaks to the one that's the courageous peony, right? This energy right here with just these 3 cards is waiting for your fruit to harvest, and single and abundant, pre-empress energy, and balancing business endeavors is the whole energy. They're all pentacles. And on the bottom is justice. So what that tells me is it speaks to like the card says, the multifaceted, unique nature. So what this person is aligning with her authenticity. I see the Lover's card in my intuition, in my premonition. The Lover's card speaks of authenticity just like it speaks of choices. So in this case, the energy is authenticity, of being true to yourself. That's what I get from the courageous peony. All from these energetic upgrades. One of these businesses is spiritual, while the other one speaks of beauty, is what I feel like. The courageous pony. Look how like the roses, to me, in both decks, they represent a lot of beauty. But this is somebody who worked on themselves inside out, all due to injustices. So instead of being a victim about it, they made an honest living without meaning to. They just, how when you're going through your healing process, you start off healing. You make hobbies that help you heal, that are therapeutic. This person ended up being successful for it. Now she's balancing out 2 business endeavors. Like, she's super successful with the 9 of Pentacles. And this is something that she has planted those seeds a while ago, and they're starting now. They're in fruition now. Likewise, you got the other sister that's waiting to feast off of her hard work. However, though, the world is a completion of something, and it also talks about new beginnings. You know what I mean? This can represent worldwide shipping for online businesses, for internet businesses, as well as tangible businesses. But this is practical. This is all practical. So these are storefronts. This is going to like shows and conventions that help boost your business. That's what I want to say. That's what this is, with that 7 of Pentacles there. And the 2, and that's 2 9s, because that's a 9, and that's a 7, and that's a 2, that equals 9. Like, the work that it takes to balance these 2 is going to bring you so much harvest crop. This person is relocating. It's taking her business worldwide. That's what I feel like. This person is traveling through the 7 continents. That's what I get from that. And the 4 of Pentacles. I feel like she's moving in silence. Like, you may know about some of the stuff she does, but you don't know all of what she does. Out of worry, it's like this is her using discernment after what she's been through. Even though 4s are about stability. This is her managing her money. I ain't gonna lie, it's like a hint of worry, because this is like a lot of money and a lot of business, a lot of contracts you're doing. You're interacting with a lot of important people. So you want to be careful not to blow the opportunity. That's what I think the 4 is there for. So some of it she moves in silence about, and some of it people know about it. And the Chariot. This kind of money earned her a whole collection of like designer cars. That's what I feel like it is. Horses represent horsepower to me. So that's what I feel like is coming in fruition to her. out of justice. Remember, y'all, justice was on the bottom. And then look at the illustration. That's flowers on there too. And look how she's cracking open. It's like she's doing something that's more balanced, less controversial, and it's allowing her to be, she does it within reason. Like she has morals. So light and a dark, logic versus emotion, good versus bad. And she balanced surviving off of something that was meant to be therapeutic and psychologically healing for her, and it turned out to be a success. Meanwhile, this is the good fight. Your soul sister is working against you a lot. They see you hustling and they see you almost at a 10, but they see you've been doing this for a while and they're getting pissed. But why are they getting pissed? Because you made a different direction. You didn't make yourself accountable for their well-being. You went off on your own. And now they watching you from somewhere getting mad that you created all this well-rounded success. All my pinnacle cards are on this table. All this success by yourself. There's no reciprocity. It's like this person feels entitled to your success, your gifts, and they've been working at it, trying to steal it from you, which is stupid. Okay? You're the star. You're the one who broke the generational curses. And they're not all financial. Some of them are beauty, health, and wealth. That's what I get from this card. You see how good she looks? How flowing, how healthy her hair is, how her skin looks. I feel like when you put these together, and you put it all together with the star being here, that's super healthy. And people are going to say, oh, it's because you got money. No, it's because I have a connection with the Most High. You see that? He gives her downloads. That's in-depth wisdom with the water right there, the water barrier. You know what I mean? This is somebody who spends a lot of time near water, if not in water, who is constantly cleansing herself with ablution, taking ritual baths, and receiving downloads while she's in the water on what to do next. Look at that. The Queen of Pentacles, somebody who's stable. A household name. I take that as a household name. Somebody whose status is high in society. Health and fitness. I feel like a lot of all these pentacles here, look how good she looks. Look at the picture of her at the bottom. She's in shape. She looks nice. She looks good. Like she looked like money. Her beauty business is booming. Health and wellness, booming. Look, she is the walking brand, walking advertisement for her own brand. The Sun. There we go with the holistic. See how she's practicing yoga, spirituality. She helps people through mental blockages, through spiritual practice, through yoga and prayer. Like not only does she teach religion with the Queen of Pentacles, but she also teaches the spiritual side, how to boost up the spiritual muscles and have that spirituality embedded in you, so you're not being talked at or talked to any kind of way, and you have boundaries. 5 is change, but they're also doing yoga here. And I feel like this is somebody who teaches like the Word of God and like some kind of like Reiki or yoga. These are yoga positions. And I never looked at this card like that before. And it teaches people to get out of that rugged state of mind, or that sharp tongue. Look at her now. Like, look at the people here. These are people who talk negatively over themselves. They cast spells on themselves and didn't even know it. And this person through her practice and her business. That's why her business is successful. She helped them out of that. Now, this person, now if you look at the illustration here, look at the birds that represents communication. She teaches people how to be aware when God is trying to send you a message. There's something else I wanted to say, but I forgot. Health and wellness is a big business. That's confirmation for some people who want to get into holistics and clean eating and skincare products made out of natural products. And look at her skin. Yeah, she's wearing makeup, but on the other side, she don't have no makeup. So it's showing with or without the makeup, she still looks good. Like she has health, good health through spiritual practice. This is something she thought about and dreamed about and has many different options on how to bring this into fruition, or how she was going to bring this into fruition. Yeah, it has to make sense. I think this is about advertisement, marketing and advertisement. Page of Cups, Seven of Cups, this is Eight of Cups. You know, this is somebody who diligently weeds out what works, what doesn't work. But she's very advanced. You know, she got to see the wisdom coming from within. You know, I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. This is like a swimming pool of people who do a bunch of the same stuff. I want to do it my own way, my own unique way. And how it stands out for her, it works for her to do things her own unique, multifaceted way. Told her she gets downloads when she retreats in the bathtub or in water. Like it's a whole nother portal that opens up for her. And she speaks telepathically, like she's in the 5D or 8D somewhere. This is a whole nother galaxy. And she receives those downloads from the Most High when she's in that water. There's something about the water. I feel like her products are made from some kind of like natural, unchemical, like the water's not chemically processed in her products. And you have to refrigerate the products so they don't spoil. No. You can refrigerate it or not. Like you can leave it room temperature, but you can't like heat them up or something like that. I don't know where that came from, but that's what I got. So because of all this explains the jealousy and the envy of the other sister. Because she took another route. They couldn't be more different. You see, this the face that's on the outside is red, and this one is white, pure, very pure. You see how the light is pointing to her mouth. Yeah, this one it goes back to that. Let me pull this card because it's on the bottom. Look what's underneath it. Spiritual awakening. Shit, you can't make that shit up. And who's that? That's falling off the tower. I think that's a black tourmaline. But nonetheless, you can use all your black crystals because they all detox negative energy a lot. And it knocked this person off because this person was attached to her. Look how it knocked it off because she's protected. And this person's pissed because they tried to paint a false narrative of her. Now this person has to watch her blossom and transform. And she uses her words are healing for people. I don't know. She has a way with words. Where's that? 5 of Pentacles. Where'd it go? She has a way with words. Because the 5 of Pentacles can be shady. Can be defeat. Can be mentally conflicted. It can be you talking negatively over yourself. But damn, look, when you put all that, and whoops, Never mind, I might as well pull it out now because it fell. Boom. Ace of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune. Six of Swords. You see how she's plucking somebody? This can be an angel or the divine, metaphorically, the divine, pushing this person into calmer waters. Like, let's get away from the toxinities. But this can also be her moving the person away that was toxic for her. And that's for her tranquil and her peace. Like, she only speaks. She speaks in, like, her tonality is peaceful. She don't yell. She don't scream. And she got nice cars. The Wheel of Fortune and the Chariot. Like, the Chariot card got all them horses on it. Where'd it go? Yeah, them cars come with a lot of horsepower. I get that, honestly. But look at her with the Ace of Pentacles. She's an eccentric. But she does stuff only she looks good doing. And look at her hair is nice, too. Just like in here. Beauty business. Could even be makeup, too. Alright, so the moral of all of this, let's go back to the top. The point of this process is to look into your subconscious and see what's blocking you from your spiritual journey, from your evolution to your higher self. Owning my power inspires others to do the same. I'm not afraid to shine. You can't be held back by fear. And I think that's a big part of it for a lot of people. And look at them, once upon a time. But when I analyze this picture too, look at the red is on the bottom for her. So this one is like taken over. This person's sacral chakra is taken over by a darker entity. Wow, but she still has the same heart. She does. She knows her abundance lies there, but she chose to do otherwise. Wow, this person uses her sacral chakra for and create abundance. And her heart, and her passion is here. It's for the people. And her demise is for the people. Like, being on a twin flame journey allows your spiritual involvement. You get a lot of premonition, a lot of downloads. The whole purpose of it is to be multifaceted. Is to let yourself be seen. So the energy